Sir Jonathan Ross's green room.
Francis, turn around and give everyone a wave. Introduce yourself to her. There you are. Can you see? Hello, Francis.
Hello, Sir Jonathan.
I don't know if it's my age, but I probably would, you know. Sorry, Francis. Francis, what are you wearing tonight?
A cheeky smile. I've got all shy.
Francis, did you get my thongs back from the cleaners?
Yes, and I scrubbed the gusset like you asked, Sir Jonathan.
You see, above and beyond the call of duty.
I'll do anything to keep this job, as you know. It's the credit crunch.
That's just such a horrible thought. No disrespect, Francis. Francis, would you please send my first guest in? Thank you.
Johnny Vegas, Sir Jonathan's ready for you.
Johnny Vegas, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you get my egg?
Yes, he got the egg.
The egg you sent?
Yes, yes.
Did you like it?
Yes, he did.
You make me wanna shout, throw my head back, shout, kick my heels up, shout, 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 shout,
Johnny Vegas. Hey, Johnny, it's very lovely to see you, but really, I'm so impressed with the change in you. You know, I mean, it's like, you know, you're still a fairly well-covered young man.
I'm hefty.
Yeah, but you lost a lot of weight. Well, no, what was this a deliberate thing? This was a health thing. What do you do? Exercise, gym, diet, that kind of stuff?
A bit of everything. A bit of lifestyle change. I had to. I was in the paper as an example of somebody who wouldn't be allowed an operation.
Blimey. That's not a good thing to see your face under those sort of headlines.
Fatty smoker.
Fatty smoker.
Turned away at the hospital gates. So, I decided to make a bit of a difference to my life. And I was getting gout as well, which is...
So there were a number of warning signals out there then?
Well, that and the numbness in the left arm. It's very tricky playing PlayStation with one hand and your nose.
The gout, that you actually had gout?
I had gout.
Now, gout, I think of gout as being, you know, like Victorian or Edwardian gentlemen having gout from too much pork and pheasant, maybe. You think of it being that kind of lifestyle. I imagine that wasn't how you got it.
Well, you don't get it from anything. You don't get bit by a mystical beast. I got bit by the gout cow. I fed him too close. You said you're at the zoo, the gout cow. Do not feed the gout cow with cheese.
The gout cow. That sounds like you would say that as an insult to someone. You are a gout cow.
You are a gout cow. Leave now.
You're fired.
And don't bite me on your exit.
So you didn't catch it from an animal?
No, it's crystals in your wee, apparently. It's something in your system that builds up, and it builds up on the joints.
Oh, God.
Now, I don't know if it escapes your wee bag and gets into you. I don't know how it does it, but it is incredibly painful.
So it's like a kettle when a kettle furs up. Is it like that? So your bladder's
I think on the inside, I don't think there's steam coming out my toe.
But it's moved down in the bloodstream and it's got on your joint. And what sort of pain is it?
It catalyses.
It catalyses. You've studied gout, haven't you?
Well, yeah, you do. You go online now, don't you?
Well, that must be horrible. Your face wasn't on there as a person likely to get gout when you went on that, was it?
This could happen to you.
So how painful is it? Can you walk? Can you move when you have gout?
No, you can't do anything. It's like a fresh fracture. It's like fracturing your foot, but it stays like that for weeks.
Oh, man, that was...
And people, it becomes like the Battle of Leonardo film, you know, where people try and help you and people have suggestions
they touch
and you
you
can't move. Yeah, you know, why don't you do something to help me?
Oh, and now it's gone. Can they give you anything for it? Do they rub anything on it?
You can take tablets, but it gives you kidney stones. And it wasn't a health thing, you know, it wasn't that. I would have lived with gout if I had to.
You would have stuck with the gout?
Well, I would have, for certain things. It was, I sat down with the doctor.
Well, you're not a quitter.
No, I'm not. Well, I let cheese go. I let cheese out my life.
You've given up cheese?
Yeah.
I don't think I could give up cheese.
Even cream cheese.
No. Why even cream
the
cheese?
triangles.
So you don't even have a baby bell occasionally?
No. I chase him through the park. But I just shout at people going, leave him alone!
They've got a right to be
Hobbling
a...
past, yeah.
so-
I chase him and kick him.
like a tiny football.
Yeah. Look what you did to me, you little red shit.
So, but you... When did you... How long ago has cheese left your life? When did you give it up?
About a year.
Oh, Jesus. A whole year cheese-free? I think that's quite...
About a year. No, I had a bit of goat's cheese about 2 months ago.
So you relapsed? How much goat's cheese?
It discoloured me stew.
God bless you for sharing that particular...
No, and then you're going, and that was doing that to me day after day, week after week. There's people out there, you're doing things to your bodies you don't understand. You're eating something that comes out of a goat or cow's tit. And then you're letting it go off, and then you're churning it, and then you're heating it, and you're eating it.
OK, let's talk about Ideal. Ideal's back on BBC Three, and is this the 4th series or the 3rd series?
It's the 4th series.
4th series. I've enjoyed the show. You know what? It's got better every series, I think. I think it's got better as a show. You've got better as a performer. It was good to start with, but it's just grown. It's got better. I
think this, honestly, this 4th series, everybody's come away from it really, really happy and really excited, and that you feel really guilty because you think the people who directed and produced and worked on it before worked quite up to the task, and it's not that at all. But there's something about this 4th series. Everybody knows what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're like a little family coming back together.
You come together as a team?
Yeah.
OK. You play a drug dealer in it. You've played a drug dealer from day one. But he's kind of a sort of soft-hearted drug dealer in a way. He's a soft bloke. He's a nice bloke, and he deals in mainly soft drugs. Is that right? Just cannabis and...
Yeah, he only does hash and weed.
OK, hash and weed.
That's his only thing. He doesn't deal or occasionally... He doesn't like to take anything else. That's his... He's a bit of... Originally, when we created him, we said... Well, I didn't create him, Graham Duff, the writer, did, but we were talking about the fact that he's pretty much agoraphobic.
Yeah,
So
because most of it's set in your flat, isn't it? I mean, it's almost all filmed there.
Yeah, he deals from the flat, and he smokes a lot, and a lot of the stuff he gets from his friend who's a policeman.
Let's have a look at the clip. This is next Monday's episode of Ideal. It's on BBC Three. If you haven't called it yet, I urge you to give it a go. It's great fun.
It does go on BBC Two, but they tend to shift it for international bowls from Cleethorpes.
And the curling, of course.
Yeah. The Scottish women's curling.
This is Johnny Vegas in Ideal.
I'll get it. Mrs. Rupani, what a surprise.
Good morning, Mr. Moz.
Our boiler's still broken. We can't go without hot water indefinitely, you know. We've got a little more self-respect than that.
These gentlemen are here to replace your boiler.
Ignore me.
Way ahead of you on that one.
It's my brother Jake.
I'm Jake.
It's Luke and Owen Wilson all over again. I won't go in there just yet. Not if you value your nasal membranes.
Ideal, Monday night, and sometimes on BBC Two as well, but Monday night's BBC Three.
Well, it is. I must say as well, it's not a show ostensibly about drugs. It is the characters that come in and out of his life. You know, and I think that's the biggest thing. There's been no outrage about the show because...
It's not about drugs,
It doesn't really feature drugs. It's something that he does as a job, but it's mainly all the other things that are
It could be just as well he was
result.
like a dealer in cheese who didn't leave his house.
Yeah, a dealer in cheese whose legs swell up.
That's why he can't walk, he's got the gout. Now, I hope... Now, have you given up stand-up? I know you did a stand-up gig recently, which we should talk about because there's been some stuff in the papers about it, but do you do stand-up comedy anymore? Do you see yourself primarily as an actor now?
I don't know. It'd be really wanky to go... I primarily see myself as an actor in that way, but... Yeah, I've not done... In fact, I think the last time I was on here, we were talking about, you know, the whole idea of not really doing stand-up anymore.
Yeah.
And I've not done stand-up for a year.
And then, you went back and did one gig recently. Why did you go back on stage and do that?
I did it because I'd made a long-term commitment to a friend, Stuart Lee, and he was putting a show together, favourite. He's sort of a heroes of stand-up as far as he was concerned. Right. So he was going to compare it, and every week 2 acts come on that he considers. you know,
Great
heroes.
stand-ups.
Heroes, yeah, stand up.
So now, and because I'd seen you live before, I've seen you perform live, and I don't know if you've ever seen Johnny Vegas live, but the thing about it was, it kind of felt like you never knew what was going to happen next, where it was going to go, and in a way I thought it made sense to me that you'd stop doing it, because I thought, well, how can he keep doing this? How can he keep being this, you know, you have to be bigger and crazier and you know, more wild every time, and there's a way where you can't just by the very nature of it, keep topping it. But you were making, and then something happened there, someone got upset, or there was a report that someone got upset afterwards, after this gig?
Yeah, no, there was a big report in the Guardian, but it was quite a serious report about. Gosh, it's really hard to talk about because it was suggested that I molested somebody on stage.
Right, now we should establish that often you would go into the audience, and sometimes you would bring audience members up on stage with you. This was
a massive part of my act has always been involving the audience. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's always that thing of I've always loved the uncertainty of the crowd. And it always means that every gig's unique because whoever you get up or whoever you talk to or whenever you go into the audience, something different's going to happen every night. And presumably if people have come to see you or know you and they know that's part of your act anyway, I mean, there must be fans of yours and they kind of want to see that, I would have thought. You'd be disappointed if that didn't happen. Well, they do, yeah. And, I mean, I must, you know, it's a real delicate subject of going, that's how I do my gig, and then it's always... I'm no stranger to criticism of my comedy. Comedy's really subjective anyway, and it's something that if somebody comes along and doesn't find it funny, that's one thing, but unfortunately this person came along and tried to suggest that something much darker had gone on, which was quite upsetting to me.
So this was a young woman you got out of the audience on stage?
Yeah.
And she was perfectly happy or seemed okay with what was going on?
Yeah.
What was going on? What was going on? Could it have been misconstrued in that way easily?
No, not in the slightest. I'm very... Even if I say that... I don't care if somebody doesn't like me. I don't like insinuations that I would overstep a mile like that. Because it's not the person I am.
Yeah.
And it's not what I would do on stage. So now I've got to kind of claim my name, really. Well, I haven't got to claim my name because I haven't done anything wrong.
Well,
but,
you know, I'm sorry to hear you going through that.
There was nothing. I hate this idea of defending yourself over
Did you
this,
keep all your clothes on? Let me just establish that.
Did I take my clothes off?
Yeah.
I only get naked in my own house with my own family on my birthday.
Yeah.
On really sunny days.
What do you wear on the beach?
You do that, don't you?
If you go on the beach, what sort of swimming trunks do you wear? What sort of gear do you have on the beach?
What do I wear on the beach?
Yeah.
I put other people first.
Do you go? Well, no, you see, I think no matter what size the man, what shape the man, doesn't matter. I think you should go with a small pair of trunks. I think that's the way you should go. I think I admire Peter Stringfellow for sticking with it despite
no, you can't.
Give the man a yeah, I'm going out there this summer. I'm going to wear the most scandalously revealing thong I can find, and I urge you to do the same. And Sir Alan, I insist you do the same.
And it's ripping through you.
I want all the family jewels up on display, and I want the cheeks getting as much sun as the rest of me. Here we have a picture of you. Now, this is you in Benidorm. Who's the fella in the thong pants there?
Oh, that's a character, Mel, who, I have it in my contract. I wouldn't wear anything. I actually did that before.
But you know what, from behind for a second, I thought that might be Sir Alan Sugar eyeing you up there. Look at this.
Alan Sugar, do you want the job or not?
OK, the Benidorm, that's been a big hit, hasn't it? It's a big hit show, and it must be a great fun to shoot, because you actually shoot it out there in Spain, don't you?
Yeah, we 9 weeks in Benidorm.
That must be, and is it? Do you get time off? Do you get to enjoy the sun and the sea?
I do, too much. Really, the story centres around Steve Pemberton's family. Yeah. So most of my work is lying down. But lying down feeling a little bit delicate.
Well, was there some story I read that you were robbed or you were mugged by some ladies?
Right, yeah, some ladies of the night.
That's the polite way to put it.
Did you read it? Yeah.
Well, so
I love the lead into that. Was there something about you being robbed by prostitutes? Yeah, there were prostitutes.
I didn't want to come right out.
There was 3 of them.
Well, what happened here? How does this happen? What happened? What were you
Why's
doing?
your voice got weaker?
Well, I'm just... But I don't like to think of you consorting with known ladies of the night.
I feel like I'm having a conversation with my ailing granddad.
Johnny,
I'm
what's this
explaining myself
here?
in the hospital. It's all right, there were prostitutes, granddad, but nothing happened.
Well, and how do you know they were?
I guessed. I don't know, the short skirts, the whiff of... the whiff of quick, clean, feminine products. You know, there you are, walking along, smelling the lovely ocean breeze, and then suddenly you get.
There's a hint of Dettol with the lemon base.
Yeah.
And how did they? Well, they mugged you or they pickpocketed
They
you? Or
did. And you're doing the same thing when nobody believes you.
It
Never get mugged by prostitutes.
It seems unlikely.
I know, no smoke without fire.
But what happened? They came up to you and said, "What? Give us your cash." Or...
She came up to me, the first one.
Hold it, what, the three of them, they mugged you one at a time, individually? They took turns?
No, they were very clever, they were organised.
OK.
They were like ants after a big piece of cake. The first one came... You know the worst bit? The first one came up to me and she went... I was telling my family this, because you have to explain it to your family as well, you know, and you go... the first one came up and she went, "You're a very handsome man." Right? And my dad went... What, your suspicions weren't roused?
Oh, well, that's not necessarily the kindest thing he could have said.
No. Yeah, but it's the same bloke when I said I want to be a jockey when I grew up, he went, racing elephants. She came up and went, "You're a very handsome man," and I was like, "Thank you," and she went, "Do you want to come down here and she wrote off a list of things that she would do. And I said, "No, thank you," and I was being polite as I could, and then the second one went up and she went, "Hey!" "No, you're good looking," or "You good man." She just went, "Oh, you," and she was pointing in my eye like that.
Oh, dear.
And then the other one came up behind me, and she was... I didn't realise she was robbing me, because I felt like she was just playing bongos on my arse. So I had, "Handsome man, you," and somebody goes,
Bom, 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 bom.
bom.
No wonder they came
Who
full
wouldn't get
size.
confused?
Well, it's a horrible thing to happen.
I know.
And they took, what, all your money?
Part of me's going, "Are you triplets?" And they took me wallet, they took me phone, they took... Well, yeah, they robbed
So
me.
she knew what she was doing back there?
Well, yeah, but I was just kind of going, I thought she wasn't so bright.
You wouldn't... Listen, we have two other lovely guests on the show.
I thought you were going to say we've got the ladies here today. They're going to play you like an idiot with money.
they're going to come to the band.
Hello and welcome to the Robbington Show. Yeah. You are a very lucky man.
Well, I would pay to see that show. Are you a fan of The Apprentice? Do you watch The Apprentice show?
I do, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I do when I can. You know, I work away a lot. Like Alan, you know, catching the red eye.
Yeah. International jet setter.
Yeah, I've got to be there now. I've got a meeting about biscuits. Make sure you Sky Plus The Apprentice. And then when I get home, I realise I live alone and I don't have a secretary. It's just me bollocking me on my own answer.
Now, would you go on The Apprentice? If they said to you, because they do it for comic relief, they do it for sport relief, would you... I think you've got the making. I think you'd be... you've got common sense, I suspect. We'd have to keep you away from the...
I suspect.
the Guinness.
That's how we know.
You know,
Yeah, you're a nice man,
Yeah.
I think.
If Sir
I
Alan...
resign, Mr. Sugar.
If
Why?
Sir Alan asked you to do it for, would you do that? Because I'd love to see you on, and it would be great fun, wouldn't it?
I would love... Right,
Do you think you'd be good at it?
It's so rare, because I've always had this real... disdain. It's not snobbery, but I've just never enjoyed reality shows. But this, it's really odd, you know. This and Dragon's Den, and me sort of being raised within socialist principles, are the two shows which is the epitome of the celebration of greed and want. I love it. And you're perfectly right at the beginning of going, I love the fact that they get idiots.
Well,
Why doesn't he just go down the fruit market and get some lads with common sense?
But the pressure's on them, and they all want to do, you know, would you be any good? Do you think you
He's
would
a
be
very
any...
pressuring man. He's a nice bloke when you talk to him.
Yeah.
But I've never been in a tenser green room on this show than that.
Why is that?
I don't know. People think he is just going to send them walking here and now.
Hey, Johnny, great to have you back on the show. I'm glad you look so well.
I'm feeling well, and it's glad to be here. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you join me in saying thank you to a spectacular comedian and a lovely man, Mr. Johnny Vegas.
Thank you.
Great stuff, Johnny. Thank you.
Thanks,
As always.